Scott, how do you feel about what West Virginia is right now?
I think anytime you can get into a postseason atmosphere, no matter how, I think it's always good. Obviously, I mean, you set yourself up with a chance to win a national championship.
Have you ever watched games at Clemson?
I have not.
That in the outfield they have like a little hill near the fence. Well, I guess if you don't know about it, but is that something that as an outfielder you would have to like study? Almost like the Astros back in the day in center field.
Not really. I think that's something you can just get acclimated to when you get there. We do get to practice. I believe it would be Thursday night, like any other conference series. So I think just taking time in that practice to just evaluate the hill and see if there are any problems, what to do if it does come into play, and how to approach it in the game.
Kyle, what was that wait like? Watching all the regions come up and you guys on the second half of the wait there, I guess.
I mean, it's always pretty nail biting no matter what. I feel like our resume was good enough to get in. Obviously, it was.
Yeah.
So knowing you're going to get in and not knowing where you're going is probably the most intriguing part about it all. But I think we're in a great spot to do some cool things.
Speak to being in it 3 years in a row, just the experience of being in the tournament and for this program.
It's incredible. I haven't been here all 4 years, but as a West Virginia native, just being able to play in a postseason atmosphere for the state, for the community, it means a lot to a lot of people. So I think for us to go down there and do well would be expected, and I think that everyone expects us to do well.
How different is the postseason? You have a lot of experience. How much do you draw back on that from the last couple of years?
Postseason baseball, it's crazy. Anybody can win any given day. It doesn't matter who you are or what your record is going into it. So just got to play your best baseball every time you step on the field and give yourself that chance to win. But doesn't matter if you're a 1 or a 4 seed. I think that anybody can win on any given day.
Kyle, is there a system in resetting at this point? Obviously everything that's happened during the regular season and conference tournament, and now this is kind of a whole new season. It comes up quick, but is there a system to kind of reset the frame of mind in that atmosphere?
I think a little bit. Going into postseason play, especially as a senior, you're kind of fighting for your life.
Yeah.
So it's more of just to kind of look back on the regular season, learn from what you did there, and then just try and take it to the next level in postseason baseball, because teams get better, your room for error shrinks, so just try and be nails on the routine stuff and let the rest take care of it.
Obviously not the way you guys wanted to exit the Big 12 championship. What do you guys talk about as a team in the clubhouse? What's kind of the message between you guys?
We talk about there's 5 championships you can win in a season. You got a regular season title, a Big 12 title, a region, a super region, and a national championship. So just trying to take each step at a time to try and win the small battles, and if you win enough small battles, you'll get to play for the big one.
As a kid from West Virginia, when you were young, the program wasn't very much. I mean, you helped, for 4 years, bring it along 3 years. What's it like to be part of that?
It's super special. Talking to Coach Saves about it, he was talking about how you couldn't pay 4,000 people to come to a Mountaineer game, and now to see 4,000 people come to every game just like pays tribute to the work that he and Coach Mazey have done before this time, because those people laid the foundation for what it is now. And for us to be in this position, and me to be a West Virginia native to carry on that torch that they set out for us, is it holds a lot of weight, but it's a lot of good weight, and I think that we're going to set ourselves up to do something really special.
Forget those 4,000 people. I mean, how about the pride that the kids now are taking themselves on the team?
I mean, there's a lot. There's no pro team in West Virginia, so everybody's a Mountaineer fan. So the pride that I carry is immense. I mean, it's not every day you get to play for your home state when it's the only school in the state. So I think it's pretty much one of the most important things I've done in my career.
Randy Mazey played at Clemson. How do you feel about that, going against his former school?
I truly don't know. I'm sure he's probably going to go and watch, but I truly just going to try and beat whoever we play.
Hey, Kyle, you've swung the bat very well down the stretch, and the same is not true for everybody else in the lineup. You just kind of take me through the emotions or the frustrations. I don't know what it's like when everybody's going so well for so long, and then kind of one or two fall off at a time, and then you're the one who's doing well. And I'm sure you would trade it.
Yeah, absolutely. If it was up to me, I'd have everybody else do well and us win games. If that meant I would take away from my personal success. But as a player, it's not really frustrating because I know the work that my teammates put in, and it's second to none. Like, I think that we put in some of the hardest work in the country. So to have frustration would be kind of negligent to what they've done. So I think that they can just continue to work, and I think at the end of it, they'll start to pick up.
It's the best thing. I mean, being patient is
Absolutely.
really hard, right?
Yeah,
but you
no.
do have more time left, too. So, I mean, if something was so good, it has to turn a corner again. Doesn't everybody think
Absolutely. So I think we have today 5 days. 5 days to really work, and I think it's not a matter of taking those days for granted. If you need to make adjustments, whether it's pitching, defense, offense, base running. But I think that because we work so hard and we understand where we can reflect and what we can reflect on, I think that we'll turn it around for the better.
Kyle, you guys kind of went into that Tucson region last year. It had been a struggle in the Big 12 tournament, so everyone's kind of maybe bummed out or whatever. And then you guys go and win that thing. So what worked for you in Tucson? What can you draw off of that going into Clemson?
Pretty simple. We just had fun.
Yeah.
We loved each other's company. We acted like monkeys.
Yeah,
like
yeah, I
we all
remember.
went and, like our team, we watched one of the Planet of the Apes movies, and just carried the fun we had with each other off the field onto the field, and it was like just playing for one another because we didn't want it to end. Like, we knew that for some people it was going to be their last ever game, and for the whole team that was our last ever game as a team. So going into it, we were just trying to play for as long as possible to remain with each other.
Even though you're not going to be at home, you mentioned having played in front of such large crowds. That's obviously the case in the postseason. What's it like atmosphere-wise, not just maybe on the field, but the difference in the postseason atmosphere?
I mean, for us in the first game, there'll still be a lot of people, but for Clemson, I think it'll help them. Once you get so many people packed in a stadium, it just turns into white noise. You just block everything out and only pay attention to what task is in front of you, and the rest will take care of itself.
Was Planet of the Apes inspirational?
Uh,
Play like monkeys. You watch Planet of the Apes.
No, it was just something we did right before the Super Regional. The regional, sorry. We did that before the regional. I wouldn't say it was inspirational, but it was like just something we did together and wanted to carry that throughout the rest of the year.
Bonding, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you think, in your opinion, you're going in as a team, going into this regional, people know who you guys are?
I would say, we're no slouch,
Right.
by no means. I think that scouting reports will be looked at, and they'll see that we had some of the best offensive numbers we could have. I think they'll look at everything and know that no team can be taken lightly at this point in the year.
Very good, guys.